But
they picked Anti-Mage.
Then they picked Anti-Mage and Sand King, and Navi last picked the Lycan. So, you know, I learned from Team Liquid, right? When in doubt, you last pick Lycan. You now will have these double Necro 3s, as T said. Your Morph is going to be laning mid just fine. You have like a 20 damage advantage at like level 3. You need to absolutely trash these lanes. Sand King has to demonstrate it's a real hero, which I don't believe it is.
Okay.
And somehow you'll win. But like, you make one mistake, you've lost tier 2, you've lost Outpost, you've lost Roche, and then the game's over.
Uphill battle for TSpirit.
This is climbing Kilimanjaro.
This is a pretty tough climb, and there's definitely a lot of people that died trying to do that without gear. We'll find out if TSpirit is up to the task here with their draft. So let's just see how this game plays out, shall we? Let's head over to ODPixel and Fox.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, game 1 of Navi versus Spirit. And Fox, what do you make of this? We did see Navi having a bit of a smile on their face after they saw the Sand King, and they knew that they were going to respond with the Lycan. It seems like they're probably feeling pretty confident off the back of this draft. Do you think Spirit are matching that confidence, or do you think they're going to be feeling that they're in quite a tough spot here?
I would be, if they feel like they're in a comfortable spot, I'm concerned for their understanding, I guess, in a way, because this, I can't believe they picked the AM into this, and then they picked Sand King. These heroes are extremely weak laners, just to emphasize, like extremely weak. Sand King, I haven't seen it really work. And just bring up some stats from our great JJ, of course. Anti-Mage currently like 32% win rate. EU CIS 33%. Sand King actually around that 50%, so not as bad as it does seem. But I am not also a big fan of the Sand King. I've seen trying a lot of different builds, Aghanims, Rush, and whatnot. It just feels like it's just weak. It's just not a strong hero. Can't apply decent pressure. And yeah, I'm really worried about how they're going to actually take any buildings or objectives or anything. I feel like the whole game is revolved around Toronto, Tokyo.
We'll see how well he does. You can have this matchup mid against Iceberg on the Lycan. I mean, can the Death Prophet bully the Lycan out the lane, or is Lycan sort of just strong enough to be able to deal with any aggression from the DP, even though he is melee?
He's Lycan. He's always going to just get his own farm. Can't push him away, unfortunately. You might be able to come out ahead in the matchup as this the Death Prophet, especially if you can kill off some wolves, luckily. But Lycan's going to be able to get his farm. He's going to get his timings. And Navi is really about timing. Double book threes, super quick, pushing down lanes. It's so effective versus heroes like Death Prophet, versus heroes like Oracle and Sand King. The reasons why we feel like Navi just have significantly won this draft.
I mean, what is sort of the scenario that Spirit could come out on top of this? Is it just all about making space for the AM and ensuring that the Anti-Mage is able to sort of get his first 2 items online a lot faster than the Morphling?
I'm honestly not too sure, because I don't know what Sand King's purpose of overall in the game is going to be. I don't know how he's going to be able to set up for defenses. I don't know when they're actually going to be able to take a fight versus Navi. Like, Navi's going to bring 4 heroes, and their 4 heroes are going to be infinitely stronger than the 4 that Spirit brings, because the Anti-Mage won't be looking to get involved, and Sand King overall is just not a strong hero, so he's going to have to be frontlining Sand King. Overwhelming amount of damage is going to come out from books to counter the hero. I don't see an item timing for where AM wins this game, where AM just takes over. They at least have like Rubik to counteract the Enigma and stuff like that, but I don't know when Yatoro is just like, damn, I feel good. Maybe it's like the abyssal timing, but you're not going to get there versus Lycan and Enigma.
And we'll see. So far, bottom lane, Roger. He's looking for the body blocks on Mirror as they're chasing with the Eidolons, but Mirror will be fine.
So lane swaps have been going on. V-Tune makes his way bottom to lane versus Sand King. AM means that Yatoro's going to get a free time top, which, hey, that's a good sign for Spirit. In general, he's actually staying around here. He's just jungling on the side of his Eidolons for now, waiting to see if he does TP toward top. At least that's a good sign for Spirit. They've got the AM in a non-pressure lane, so he'll get free.
Yeah, I mean, General just opting to sort of completely stick to the jungle down it. That's bottom. Roger. Another setup onto Collapse, but he has the Burrow Strike still. There's just this pressure causing Collapse to really find nothing at all from this bottom lane. Very hard for him to step up and farm.
He's actually just getting, he's really getting no last hits at all. He's not slowing down the Morphling either. V2 is getting free farm.
Oh, and he's losing his courier. That was his boots as well.
Oh no. This is one of the weakest lanes I feel like in Dota at the moment. Like Rubik is very weak still, even though he has Fade Bolt that's gotten buffed so many times and all that. Sanking he doesn't do anything in lane really. Unless you're going caustic and you're applying pressure in the lane on the off lane, that's the only way that I feel like Sanking can actually be played decently right now. Like, otherwise, you just get ran at. Detection is your absolute counter. Mira?
Roger. It's the slow, but not wanting to commit to the stun under the tower. Four heroes down there. 4 heroes down bottom. I mean, you know, you thought Secret knew how to do it aggressive with the tri lane. You know, Navi's bringing the aggressive quad lane. We will see it get broken up.
It now. General is going to move. Collapse. They'll try to kick him out of the sandstorm. He's actually still in it, so damage is still being applied, but they're just hitting him right back. Still unable to really get many last hits. V-Tune 24-10.
But it is a free farm anti-mage. I mean, this is free farm. You know, this is Navi saying, right, that they don't care. They don't care about this anti-mage. Yep. They're saying it's not going to cause any problems for them. And this is going to be interesting to see if you know this read from Navi that anti-mage's farm doesn't matter at this moment is indeed the correct approach. I mean, you can definitely understand why if they feel that, you know, their game is so solid elsewhere, and just making sure that they have this perfect setup for V-Tune.
First blood.
Yep. They'll get him the first blood. Roger will actually get it. But I think this, like, I usually see when I see like AM's gonna take over a game and AM's gonna be the win condition and he's gonna be that ultimate carry in the entire game. It's usually when he's playing versus something that's just an excellent mana void target. I don't really see that excellent mana void target at all in the game. And there's so many silences, so many roots, controls, stuns that it is going to be there for the AM. And definitely when it's going to start collapsing. Navi, you know, all this like calm kind of stuff here, it's going to start ramping up so quick in the next 5 minutes.
Quite grab earlier there. It's top Yatoro. The beat back General. General is completely out of mana regen, just those stages masked, so will slow down his farming potential whilst he's on this top half of the map. Mid lane, 30 for 10, 27 for 12. Continues to be very close between the two of them. As you say, we'll see what sort of moves Spirit can make around Toronto, Tokyo when they start to look for these objectives and start to put the pressure on to continue to sort of keep Navi's focus away from Yatoro.
I feel like they should actually make a rotation to mid with like the Oracle or with the Rubik right now. I feel like it has to be done immediately though. This catapult is dying. He has his catapult. He has ult. Iceberg just hit 6, so they can't actually set up for a kill maybe, but they can at least pressure the tower.
Sure.
Probably can take almost all of it down. So I like that we see Miposhka rotating over. He's gonna get scouted by wolves, but at least be able to secure the rune. Unless the rune kills it. If not, and now tower pressure comes out. So good moves from Spirit.
Yeah, and I guess this is the thing as well for Spirit this game. Now, Navi, they don't necessarily have some sort of big, beefy hero that they could just sort of plant in front of a tower to easily stop Spirit from pushing.
No, they have to actually rotate and fight. So we see CM is running over, always want to fly. Roger TP's in. They got to slow this down. Catapult is doing significant damage. Still on the tower. The damage is done. 3 heroes rotate. I think Team Spirit's pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's good pressure there with the first ult.
And AM is able to get this free farm top. Starting to get pushed away a little bit because of some Eidolons. Starting to get some farm denied too, but those timings are looking good.
I mean, it's going to be a good battle for your time. You know, you've got to consider, you know, for Spirit, when they pick the Anti-Mage, you know, he's getting the start that you pretty much dream of, right? So this is really going to be the chance for Spirit to show us that Anti-Mage was the correct call here. Because he's having a perfect start. He's having a perfect start.
I'm worried because Collapse is getting nothing. He's got 21 last hits down here. He's at level 5. He's at least got that for himself, but he's just still feels like a bit of a liability. It's easily killable if he steps out of Sandstorm almost at all. And Yatoro, it's like he's gonna get Battle Fury, but he's not gonna be able to join anything. He's gonna be able to cut creep waves and stuff like that because Navi's gonna start pushing really hard. Probably right now. The book 1 is up.
Well, looking to try and charge in onto Toronto, Tokyo. He's able to dodge the stun. TPs are coming in. He gets the siphons out. He's going to have backup here from Miposhka and Mira. Toronto, Tokyo is able to hold his ground. Navi, they can't finish off the kill, and they're dove in too deep. As Roger will get punished here. A very aggressive move there, trying to go in onto the Death Prophet. I mean, that's never really going to be an easy hero to dive upon when all the siphon charges are good to go.
Especially not when there's an Oracle in the game, too. Miposhka with some nice positioning. He dispels the Malefice mini stuns. that'll always be something we have to watch out for too. He can protect a lot for this Oracle. And we did say, you know, Toronto, Tokyo, he has to have a good game. If his game starts to crumble at all, that's where it's really just going to be all fronts getting pushed.
Sure. Like, if he's dying behind his tier 1 and they're not able to save him, then things it could potentially fall out of control rather quickly.
Exactly, yeah. He has to have a good game. And I like that they're bringing the 3 heroes to play around him, really putting the focus onto this tower and putting the focus in making Navi react. Like, this tower is going to die.
Yep, 8 minutes in.
Lose a hero.
All right, they got the setup here. Ants always want to fly. Follow a route as Toronto Tokyo is able to get in position, take the kill, take the tower. So 8 minutes in, you've got to say, you know, for Spirit, this has got to be going to plan for them in their mind, right? They're taking the objective mid, and Yatoro is getting free farm on the Anti-Mage.
Yeah, this is definitely good signs right now. Very close to Battle Fury.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good time
for himself too. He does. Yeah, they're actually stacking up as well for him too. So they actually missed the hard camp or the medium camp there on the Ogre, but we did see him push just setting up some other stacks. So AM is going to be enabled. Yeah, good signs for Spirit. And now eyes on Toronto, Tokyo to dictate where the next moves really are. Because, like I said, everything is him this game for Team Spirit. All his rotations have to be real smooth and really perfect.
I mean, where would you imagine that the most appealing move is to be made? Is it down bottom or up top?
Bottom is where the battle's going to go. So maybe he's a little cautious until his supports get more levels. I think once Oracle gets 6, then Death Prophet can play bottom safer. Top is the less risky choice. Toronto Tokyo, because he'll get that tower if he goes up. Bottom, he might die and use his ult, so I think he has to be a little cautious. It's up to him. I think if he has Oracle switched out, he should go bottom. And Pushka is going to be close with the Tome in 10 minutes.
That should help.
Coming out, will be killed by the wolf.
'Tis mine.
How's our books looking? So Iceberg, book 2 finished. General, book 1 finished.
Alright, they're coming online, and we are of course seeing pretty much perfect timing on the Battle Fury. 10-minute Battle Fury here for Yatoro. Well, there we go. Actually, they're the fastest that we've seen this patch out of the 51 games. So again, you know,
a little bit though.
Structures are fortified.
We've seen some quick ones.
Oh, be careful. Bottom lane, Collapse is actually he's gonna leave bottom. Navi's got 4 down. His Spirit immediately take everybody up to the top lane. So to maybe see if they can enable something and find an opportunity for Yatoro to get in and take a kill with a mana point.
Oh, they can dive General for sure. General eats the catapult, so now the push is going to be slowed down significantly.
Oh, he's getting out.
He's getting out.
Straight away, as Spirit won't find anything up there.
Yeah, that Prophet started walking through the ward, so I think he's like, okay, there's more people back here. And we're seeing Tokyo go for a Witchblade.
Radiant's bottom tower has
fallen. Gonna do this a couple times now on the Death Prophet.
Dire's top
I mean,
tower is under attack.
with the Urgent, it's a lot of damage, right? Toronto Tokyo just committing onto a target, especially if they're diving in on him. If he's able to keep himself alive with the Siphons, which, you know, is likely he has an Oracle backing him up, so he can go for this more, you know, the aggressive option with that early item.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it tanks him up. I think that's the other important thing that I always like. Duels in these type of games, you're playing versus the book 3, so it's not as valuable because it can get purged. So now Witchblade, it just tanks him up through that high physical damage that Lycan's going to be providing. And he's got Oracle at the back of him. Yeah, it can definitely be nice. Pretty good stuff from here from Spirit. Now, looking to set up around mid, Navi surrounding almost book 3 online from Ice. And that's where Sand King's life just becomes absolutely miserable.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's already been pretty rough for Collapse.
Navi.
He's defending mid.
Roger. He's going to be able to get the roll in straight away onto Collapse. There, jump forward with V-Tune. He finds the power strike onto the two of them. He's going straight in onto Toronto Tokyo and Mirror. They blow up the Death Prophet and they follow up with the Rubik kill as well. Quick moves there from Navi as they sweep across, and V-Tune, excellent power strike to close the gap on that all-important target, getting the jump on the Death Prophet.
Collapse has to always be careful of that. That's more reasons why Sand King is not great, especially when the Rubik's, Morphlings, that are always in the game. But also very easy to utilize. And one death, that's one on Tokyo. I feel like he can't have too many more in this game. His AM is still getting all the space in the world, but his game feels like it has to go well too. AM can't win this game by himself.
We'll see this again. Solid lead in, and then V-Tune straight across. And of course, at this moment in time, No potential backup. He had Oracle down on the bottom lane picking up levels. They weren't ready for that jump at all, Spirit.
Yeah, they actually gave the tome to Mira this game so that the Rubik could get 6. Mipushka's going to struggle to find it. It's 13 minutes and he's just...
Oh, Iceberg. Iceberg, he was hanging around. He's going to pop the ult. Is he actually going to be able to get away from this? He isn't. They've got the damage. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there. He was just... What was he doing? Yeah, he was just chilling in the jungle. Top lane, they will be able to find and catch Yatoro. So a call for a call. NAVI still able to punch back.
And that's, you know, we're mentioning a lot of disables, why the AM game also still looks difficult, as he is getting the farm, but 3 points in Frostbite, always want to fly. He knows the target that he needs to kill this game, the most important one. Who cares about Crystal Nova? Just max Frostbite, and we see Roger. He's going to have max Boulder soon. So always the ways to catch the AM if Yatoro's not careful. Easy ways to set up on him. And they still have Black Hole. General didn't have to use it up there. And yeah, second book 3 is about to be finished up. So Roche probably going to get forced from Navi soon, and I don't believe the TSpirit would like to fight around there. That's just apt to get destroyed when the 2 books are finished.
Kill again. Excellent setup from Roger.
Is under attack.
Well, that's kind of going to be how it is at the moment for Yatoro. If they get the jump on him, he will die. Beachun, he's taking away some of these Ancients.
They're actually pushing him out of his triangle and taking the big Ancients. Oh, Mira will at least secure one of them. But Mipushka gets eaten very quickly here by the book 3s. And this is where the big, you know, Navi has hit their timing. So the double book 3s are online. Morphling is ready to fight. He almost has Manta, so he's super ready to fight. And they're taking all the stacks.
Dire's bottom tower.
The worst nightmare for Anti-Mage. Triangle has been stolen.
Navi, they're ready to fight here. Spirit, go for the Spirit. They're gonna step into this, try and jump onto Beachun. Navi's gonna turn. Beachun, he's straight back over with the Burrow Stroke on a collapse. He's stuck in there. He can't get out. He goes down. Yatoro's looking for Roger on the back lines. They will find the Earth Spirit in return. Iceberg General chase for anything more here. The Eidolon's out onto Mira as the 4 of Navi are just chasing them up to the high ground. Beachun, he won't dive for this though.
1 for 1, collapse, he reveals that Blink Dagger and immediately dies for it. So he's very squishy. He's gone for this build where you can hopefully get resets and stuns up, but you're going to be...
Oh, Tokyo stepping out.
Tokyo's... Oh no, he's surrounded.
Oh my goodness, Iceberg. He's in on him. And with these summons, Toronto Tokyo's got no chance. No chance at all there. I guess just didn't quite expect Navi to sweep across the mid lane after sitting in the triangle, but they were ready to move Navi as soon as he steps up towards that river. They're right behind him.
Look at Navi's wards that they've got. The ward that they just placed on that far left after the fight is going to give them excellent vision to be able to set up for Roche. And then this south one that they have inside the Radiant jungle, it just sees him running by himself. They catch it. And they're looking for the next kill. And if they find another kill, that's probably going to...
Radiant are scanning.
They'll kill it in no time. Tokyo, you know, this is what we're saying, you know, 1 or 2 deaths, they can cost so much in this game as a death profit.
That should help.
Sorry, just he needs more time, but it's not as if it's a game where time's necessarily only going to be favoring him.
No, it's not, as he's playing versus quite a decent Tricore versus an Anti-Mage as well. And he's really about, like I said, you know, that it's an abysmal timing, really. It's not even like Basher, it feels like, will be the timing that gets him online to be able to join into everything. So he has a ways to go.
Dire are scanning.
Navi's just, it's going to be constantly looking for fights, getting deep wards down, covering their deep vision, looking for scans, looking for pickoffs. If they ever find Yatoro, if they ever find Death Prophet, mounds of space for V go further and further ahead. I like Beachun's build. Straight Manta, cover himself for the silence and the control, and then Scotty to counteract the healing that is going to be coming out from Oracle and Death Prophet. Really strong stuff coming out from Navi right now. Okay, advantage.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures
for the trade,
are
Spirit.
fortified.
Tokyo goes for the bots
Radiant
as well too.
are fortified.
That is a great. It seems like it was rather a greedy build.
Greedy, yeah. At least he's speedy to at least distance himself and stuff like that from this crazy catch, but it really feels like he needs to be TV. If he gets caught by anything, he's just dead. Get some nice push top. The setup is coming. We see Roger TP tier 3.
Is under attack.
Sending the book to counteract the vision, and then they're going to start setting up with the rest. But the tower's dead.
can get everyone out of this. This is going to be a sweet move, and they do. Oh, Yatoro!
Oh my god.
A bit of a close one, but yeah, Spirit, they get the tower, and they get out. Iceberg even popping the ult there to try and find a catch, but to be the case, Spirit are able to back out in time.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, Navi a bit slow, and Spirit just a bit too quick for them. They didn't get time to take away the outpost, but whatever. They just wanted the tower, and they just want more space, more time for Yatoro, who almost at least has Manta. And then he can fight with the Manta. You know, I am saying where he needs probably the Bastion Abyssal to be relevant to fight. He can show up with Manta. I don't know how much he's going to be able to actually do with it. Bastion will at least let him kill targets, stick on Lycan or more.
Toronto Tokyo. He's going in.
He's charging in.
Gotta be careful. There's a whole lot of Na'Vi up here. The whole team.
He's got the Oracle backup, so he's always feeling a little extra confident to go a little more aggressive. Collapse is spotted. This deep ward that they do have at the moment. They're sending the wolves actually into tower vision. Okay, he's gonna kill the range creep. Maybe revealed the fact that there's a ward though, but they'll be able to set themselves up for that rush that we expecting for some time.
This is gonna put the Iceberg very close to having that AC on this gold.
Oh, he did do the... Okay, so he went the straight rush. I've seen a lot of...
Roshan
well, I've actually seen two different builds. Either Necro Book Drum into AC or...
Dire's bottom
So he just wants to go for
attack.
ending the game and putting that pressure as soon as possible. And they can. You know, they can probably end the game at this age. They can look to at least take a Rax down, and Toro's still not ready. That's not bad, at least.
NAVI, yeah, catching a glimpse there of
Dire's bottom tower.
Toronto Tokyo is hiding in the trees. Vichu's hunting.
Dire's bottom tower.
He's able to find him. He'll be cleared out though, and Toronto Tokyo's away.
'Tis mine.
Aggression definitely going to continue here from NAVI.
That's the pops the ult just to farm and swing around, it looks like.
Find always want to fly here, but a little scared of actually committing on it. And the rest of NAVI were sweeping back.
Hey, Yatoro, so it looks like he's actually going to get away with getting the item, though. He gets faster. He can show up to the fight. Like I was saying, though, it is still an anti-mage where he is starting to get left a bit alone on the network. His Death Providence tanking starting to fall pretty far behind, especially Collapse. He literally is just going to be a blink in the sun for the moment. Gets caught by any silence disable, he's dead right afterwards.
And it very much is what, at this point now, with the items that NAVI have, that if Spirit lose one fight, they're at least losing a set of racks.
Yeah. Toro's getting this split push, though. He's got a catapult behind him, so they actually have to react to top. General does have to get back. He probably wants to try to surprise him with the blink dagger.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Collapse. Caught there. They might still have a chance to get in as Vichu is able to find the angle here. The Burrow strike out of the tournament. Poshka, he's been silenced. They're going to be able to take him down before he can get any sort of save off. They turn over towards Collapse. NAVI, they'll get the two of them. Quick moves, and again, Vichu
under attack.
Just being a better tanking than Collapse has been able to do himself this game, really, so far.
It's so sick the plays you can make mid-waveform morphs and burrow strikes, so it's like you can't actually do anything to prevent that. It looked like he's still in the waveform as the burrow strike caster. You just get hit by it. And Miposhka, he has to be careful with his positioning. There's so many different ways for NAVI to get into the back line.
DD Rune as well awaits from the bottom.
Double damage.
Love that. That's one component away from that Scotty. Now up to a 4K gold lead. Yatoro's still top of that net worth. But as we said, he's kind of in an island. Tokyo almost has a BKB at the very least, so he'll be protected, but I'm just still watching the tanking as it really feels like he's just such a liability.
We'll see this again, this sweet move here for Vichu. As he's ready to chase. Eyes up, Collapse. Instantly in, and as you say, just incredibly fluid from the waveform into the Burrow Strike.
I think there's a bug or something going on too. Mira stole Burrow Strike from Morphling, but he cast it, and now I'm clicking on him and he can't use it.
Wait, what?
Look at the portrait, it's grayed out.
I think that's just a visual bug though, isn't it?
Is it just a visual bug? Because why didn't he cast it in the last fight then?
True. Well, wasn't he silenced last fight by Roger?
Did he actually get clipped? Okay, maybe he did get.
He might have got clipped by the silence. We'll see. I mean, as you said, if that's
I don't know why
true.
it's grayed out though. That makes it look weird to me, but.
No, absolutely, but that. I mean, hopefully it's a visual bug.
I hope it is.
But at the same time, well, I guess you're stealing a spell from a hero that doesn't exist anymore because he's no longer the hero. But that shouldn't matter. That should not matter.
It shouldn't matter. Yeah, because we've seen that all the time. Where Morphling takes like 8 remnants and then Rubik steals from the Morphling.
But you play a bit of Rubik, right? You know, you must have stolen spells from Morph. That's never happened to you where you've never lost the ability to use the spell. That's why I feel like there's got to be a visual thing. I think that's probably a spectator. We'll see. Keep eyes on him. See if he burrows strike.
It's an important ability too. I mean, it doesn't have that much duration left, but it's huge versus Morph. It's an extra form of catch and stun. So.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Scotty done. We're going to see collapse. He's going to try. He's able to find the catch on the iceberg. Closes the gap. They'll get the kill. Nicely done.
They do have to commit 2 ultis for it, though. That was the Epi and the X.
They might get another kill out of it, though. Always want to fly. He's going to be found. Everything being thrown down onto the poor Cien there to make sure she weren't TPing out. As they'll get the kill.
It's heavy commitment of ults, though. 30 seconds, I think Navi, they should identify that. They can even look for the fight maybe right now on Tokyo. Those ults are everything.
Hang on. Indeed, yeah, Roger. He's looking to get in on this, but he's not able to connect the stun. Kicked back here, but Toronto Tokyo chasing him into the trees. The rest of Spirit are making their way over. Now, Navi maybe looking to turn. They're jumping up to Toronto Tokyo. He's going to pop the BKB, but this damage from the more they lose it's a lot. Toronto Tokyo's got to keep his distance. Yatoro comes in. In fact, he's ready to chase. He's moving on to B-Tune. B-Tune's trying to get out. Oh, turns into the air, using the spell shield against him there as he reflects the burrow strike. Now Iceberg is going to try and run down Yatoro. Blinks up in a second. So Yatoro's out, but Toronto Tokyo goes down.
They chased a bit too far. Now they're getting turned on from the chase from the side of Navi. Collapse. We'll be able to scurry his way back to base, but they lose Tokyo. And now ultis are down. Let's see what V-Tune looks with this time window here. No Exorcism, no Epicenter. And they see Yatoro pushing top. Looks like they're actually maybe hunting for him. Spirit's putting up a much better fight than I'd expected.
They really are. I mean, it's a sort of was made out by the panel. When you look to Navi's draft, it's pretty terrifying. But at the end of the day, you know, Spirit were given the space for Yatoro up top. You know, the sort of the weight on him now to be that carry that's going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with Navi. And he's finding some opportunities here. I always want to fly. Limit Cape should be enough to save him.
Nice stuff from Mira. Look at this. He's even body blocking. He's scouting a lot with the Wolf at the moment so that they can at least get some vision. I like that. You know, he even has the Wolf bottom to check out the bounty rune as well as the Ancients on the opposing side. So some extra information that Team Spirit does definitely need.
I mean, and now that you've seen the game play out to this point, 26 minutes in, I mean, is it still a very hard anti-mage game when you look at the positions everything is in right now, or is it okay for Yatoro? Or do you feel it's still very difficult for this hero to really win?
It's starting to feel pretty okay. I'm a little worried just because he is alone, so there is a lot of elements that he has to deal with because Sand King's still behind. Death Prophet, he has been forced to go for BKB. But he's got a chance of carrying this game. If Navi makes too many slip-ups, like this AM might be able to do it. Still alone, though. That's the most important thing. There's a lot of silence and a lot of control that Navi does have. And at some point, Navi, they might just be able to full commit onto the AM a lot. Like a BKB Black Hole, if they have the Rubik killed, they can just full commit on.
I mean, and that's the thing as well. In these fights, you know, what's Yatoro going to be looking to do? Is he trying to jump on one of these cores, or is he just trying to get the quick kills on supports to start things off?
I think you go for Enigma. Like, General's build, since he's gone just for Blink and Necrobook, he's very susceptible to this Anti-Mage. If he gets a bash on him with the Man's off, he'll kill him immediately with the Mana Void. And with you, I think you just you try to just keep tabs on General in the fights.
Navi. 5-man smoke.
Positioning is so important in these fights. Miposhka, Mira, they have to be so far in the back. If they get caught out first, these fights are going to be disastrous for Spirit. They have to keep the Oracle protected.
Mira.
Nobody don't want to run into it.
Oh, they're actually playing past him here. And they won't get the kill on Rubik, but at the same time, Roger was able to lead in and get the connection onto Collapse. dota2 opting to hold his ground into the BKB and the execution of Yatoro. He's almost a beach and he's burning them out of him. Black Hole's out. They're able to just control the Anti-Mage. The saves there from Aposhka with a false promise. Yatoro, he's doing his best to try and get out of there. The TP from Aposhka is going to get cancelled. Collapse, he's able to get back. But indeed, the damage was far too much during the Black Hole as Yatoro ends up going down anyway.
And that's all General has to do every single one of these fights is just black hole the Anti-Mage as soon as he sees the opportunity from disables. And they did have all the perfect disables taken out. Rubik gets killed at the start. Roger commits, forces the Sand King initiation on him, and then Death Prophet's isolated and they're ready to use silence. So General gets free moves and just free fight for Navi. Perfect wraparound.
No one's mid. Roger. He's able to get him, find the setup onto Collapse. Can they get Collapse out of it? Buy some time for himself with the Yules, and it's enough. He's able to jump his way back up to the high ground.
Fight's still looking impossible. I thought that would be the one where AM might be able to do something and he just gets caught in the black hole. And that's right after Abyssal Blade too. He can't find the catch.
Oh, hang on, Iceberg.
Get the wraparound. Iceberg.
He's farming creeps in behind the tier 2. He's going to die for that. What? I mean, he had BKB ready to pop. He didn't. And now Navi's got to, they've got to back off. I mean, that was incredibly greedy from him there, trying to pick up creeps between the tier 2 and the tier 3.
He had a split second on the BKB. He still had 2 seconds left on it when they jumped him, or 3 seconds. I think he was playing around his BKB timing, and he literally just got caught at the perfect window. Like, look, I think we're gonna see
it again. Yeah, you're right. He didn't quite have it ready to pop.
But that's still such a greedy place to be for us. But you know what? And that is a very Iceberg move that we didn't do a couple times.
He knows. He's like, oh dear.
He's back up in 15, and Spirit's trying to take advantage of that fact. They don't have exorcism, so their fight on Spirit not as strong as they'd like it to be.
Invisibility.
Now, Roshan.
Link on Mira.
I mean, maybe with the exorcism they could try, but it still seems kind of difficult when Navi's at least 5.
Navi has such good ward coverage in the area too. It's so important. It's just like they have to keep these supports protected. I actually think Mira has to sit so far out of the fight and just has to steal the black hole because they have the BKB and now an Enigma, so he has to be the one to do so. AM's not going to get the Enigma.
There we go.
Spirit, if they can get the start, if they can start the fight off.
There we go, immediately. They're going to find Roger up on the cliff. Roger, he's still able to roll his way out over to the side. V2 committing him with the burst. Jump from Yatoro. He's in on the Enigma. And he's got the Mana Void combos. He takes out General and Roger. Double kill for Yatoro. And now they're going to look to Iceberg. Iceberg, he's turning towards Yatoro. Blinks back up. He's away, but Iceberg, he's starting to clean up a bit. Turns towards Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo is trying to get out of it. The ult comes to an end on Iceberg. As Toronto Tokyo, he'll be able to make it away.
Nice jump from Spirit. They found General. He didn't quite have Black Hole up anyway at the time, but yeah, AM finds him Abyssals and quickly pops him with that Mana Void. Good moves coming out. Nice hit.
Those kills, it's going to get him closer towards that butterfly. I mean, evasion is going to be pretty huge this game. I mean, he's already having a nice time with that cloak that he's found in the neutral items. But adding butterfly, because nobody's going to be able to build True Strike, right? You definitely don't want an MKB on the Morph, and you don't want it on the Lycan either, but you may have to if this Anti-Mage continues to be as big as he is.
The Black Hole is still going to kill him. So pure damage, if he gets caught in it, he still will die. He's still quite fragile, but yeah, they're both going to have butterflies. So V2's also got his finish, so it's going to be a little bit of evasion action on both fronts. As TSpirit, Tokyo, he saved his ult in the last fight. He's level 20.
All right.
Got Shiva's guard. He's got the 400 HP talent. He's pretty strong right now.
Jump might catch Navi guard. Navi actually come themselves with the smoke. Toronto Tokyo leading the way here. Super deep wraparound. Navi won't expect it to come in from this direction.
Catches General.
Yes, the perfect start, right? Take away the Enigma, take away the threat of the black hole, and now look to move over for more features. He's able to come on with the burst strike onto the two of them though. Can he bring them down? He's able to bring down the Rubik. Now turns over towards Toronto Tokyo, but the BKB and the Ghosts are out. Iceberg pocket the BKB as they all focus down the Death Prophet, and they'll get that kill. Yatoro, he's got to back off now with 3 of them dead. Miposhka also left behind. Na'Vi not needing General to win that fight. Yatoro, he's sticking around.
Radiant's middle
The rest of the team very
attack.
far away, though, so they won't be able to catch in on him.
This fight just went so disastrous, and they just had straight number advantage. Just too clumped up. V2, again, like you said, he's being the better Sand King. This game, he's getting these beautiful stuns and then beautiful follow-ups from Roger. That was surprising. NAVI with the man down just completely destroy the fight. Miposhka, he was, I see him pinging as well. He's probably talking about the fight to his team. He got split up to the top right of the fight, and he actually couldn't get to Tokyo because he's still level 11. It's still the level 1 ult. Right? Cast range not so great. Couldn't actually get there for the save onto the Death Prophet.
Oh, very nicely done from Na'Vi, responding as quickly as they did. You know, sure, when you're making the jump on the Enigma, you're showing your hand. And Na'Vi, they knew exactly how to fight back. As it really was, yeah, Toronto, Tokyo just, they were able to do it in a way that they were just able to fully focus down this Death Prophet and nothing could be done to save him.
Radiant's top
tower. Yeah, the Scotty is honestly just owning so hard from V2. The healing reduction and just the slow through BKB it's so good versus these ranged heroes as well. As we see, you know, Death Prophet, you just crawl. You get hit once and you're actually just crawling in the fight.
Illusion.
Going for that Scotty himself next.
That means he's not going to solve the butterfly problem where, you know, V2 has butterfly. He doesn't have his own true strength.
That is true.
But he probably feels too squishy. Like, he's 1900 HP. Now, this is the problem with Anti-Mage. He's got this beautiful kit of inventory. We're like, wow, you know, he's gotten away with his farm, but he's still squishing the fights. A couple of hits actually do hit with him. Sure, he's got 25 armor, but different forms of pure damage and whatnot coming from.
Not for collapse, you know, as you say, still very much trying to pick up the pace here on the Sand King. Is this just the way he has to go? He has to get a BKB for himself. Iceberg, he's going to be caught alone.
He's dead. He doesn't even get time to get the cheese off.
A tasty bit of gold there. As always, what a flow. He's up. He's out.
What have we here?
Close one.
At least Collapse will have his BKB.
He's got the money. He's going to change it up, actually. I was going to say,
I was about to ask,
yeah,
if he should go Lycans or Lotus or something to protect himself from the steal, to protect
this
from
is much
more.
Nicer.
This is good to protect his AM too. We'll be able to dispel some of this stuff as well too, some of these roots and all these annoying things. Dispel the silences. I like this. He shouldn't be playing his own game at this point because his game has been, it's tough, you know, it's your Sand King. You need to be playing about the greater all.
Bit of a look into the action there. Able to find a jump. Nice to do something whilst Iceberg's down for 30, but...
How many BKBs do we have on Navi now? Iceberg has one, Morphling has one, TSpirit has one, and Enigma has one. So quad BKB at the ready versus the Sand King.
They've nearly got 5. They always want to fight with 2 and 1 up, wasn't he?
He's close, yeah, he was getting close. He has the Philly Stone as well, so they're going to have 5 BKBs.
5 BKBs?
In the next few minutes. That's great versus AM. Don't need to worry about obnoxious mana burn and whatnot, as long as you get it off before you're bashed. But that'll protect them a lot in the fights. That does hurt AM's damage output quite a bit too. General's getting away with his farm too. He's got that BKB. He's going to be getting that Lycans, and then it's going to be even harder for Mira. Hasn't been able to find the successful steals yet onto the black hole. Then General is just full protection. He'll be able to just every single time, just BKB black hole onto that AM.
Are you a fan of this as well on the AM, taking the cooldown talent over the boosted magic resistance?
I think he's just thinking that he needs as much as possible, and he is going Scotty, so he'll have mana for multiple mana voids.
Okay.
I guess magic is, he's not dying to magic damage. He's
sure, it is. Yeah, it is. That's true.
I think he needs to do so much heavy lifting in it that he needs 2 mana voids probably in the fight. So,
River Mirror. Got the waveform. Is he able to get away from this? No. No chance. As Mirror will go down. To get a
neutral items.
A very nice find for Toronto Tokyo. He gets himself the Trickster Cloak.
Oh, okay, that one's great. More evasion that we don't have.
It's probably the best one he can get, really, in this sort of game where it's all about just trying to keep himself alive.
Radiant's bottom
might be one of the best neutral items in the game.
Very true.
Radiant's bottom tower.
25 seconds, no Rubik. Blink at the ready, watching. Oh, a DD bottom as well. Oh, there we go. D2, we'll be able to back up. Grab that.
Oh, what's happening here?
Oh, the what?
He wanted to go for the jump. But what quite happened there? Did the Stormcrafter trip something up for him?
Something hit him, but honestly...
Oh, he's still going to be able to get the jump on Always Want to Fly. Oh, that BKB ain't going to save him. As he instantly goes down, collapsed. He's going to be saved as well. The False Promise comes out. The Lotus Storm as well. Allow them to turn things around. They're in on top of Vichu. And all off to the side, they've put the BKB. They've got to respect the Enigma. They've got to watch out for this Black Hole. Yatoro's waiting out that BKB. He wants to be able to try and outrun it. Something now going to jump in over towards Vichu. He's found the back. Vichu getting all. He's trying to get the battle ball down. Yatoro, he's able to find it. The Black Hole's down though. Allowed Vichu to buy some progress up with the nuke damage there from the Poshka. Finishes Vichu. They get the kill on General. They're going to be able to clean up Iceberg as well as TSpirit take down the entire squad of NAVI.
Right after Yatoro gets his Scotty, he's able to get on top of E2 NAVI.
That was, I mean,
big mistake.
Great saves there. Really, the start of that turnaround being the False Promise onto Collapse. He's able to self-Lotus, and then that boom, that sort of stun that came in upon him just ended up causing so many issues for NAVI.
I was concerned too because they used the False Promise on the tanking instead of saving it for AM or for Death Prophet, but it ends up working for them.
Look at this.
Put the stick on V2.
He's dead for 50 seconds. He's dead for 50 seconds.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Spirit, they're able to put some pressure in it. Yatoro straight up to the base.
And the important thing too as well, Mira has Black Hole. He stole that at the end of the fight.
Oh boy.
For the next fight, there's gonna be a Black Hole too. Oh my god, has Spirit actually done this with an AM?
I mean, this is pretty insane. There's still tier 2s on the other two lanes, so they won't be able to get anything more than a set of racks, but that's still so much. Again, just in a game where, as has been stressed, it shouldn't be an easy draft for Spirit to play, but they're playing it so well right now against NAVI, as NAVI have just missed that opportunity to overrun them, and Yatoro, he's doing it. He's carrying the squad.
Dire's middle tower.
So much gold injection now onto everybody. A full heart on Death Prophet. Everyone's just got a full item finished up now because of this turnaround. He literally has like a full satanic now on Edge. He went from having, what, 1958 HP not even a few minutes ago?
Look at this.
Now being well over 3K.
We'll see. So this great save on Collapse, and then indeed,
there's the Lotus.
Vichu, he's been coming in with some great burrow strikes, but this one, it ends up getting Lotus straight back onto his team. And then, as we see here, just smart moves. As soon as that BKB comes out from General, Yatoro's being very cautious about how he commits.
And it's all right after the Aegis does go down as well, too. It was like everything that could have gone right for Spirit did go right, and everything that could have gone wrong for NAVI did. Always Want to Fly dies before the fight, uses BKB, they get jumped, they get Lotus Orb turned. Excellent fight for Spirit.
Very clutch stuff coming out as well. Miposhka just having the blink, being able to get in position to kill Vichu, because if he wasn't able to get him with that little bit of nuke damage onto Vichu, there's a chance that Vichu's able to sit there by the side of the Black Hole and start getting kills. As smoke comes straight away, Yatoro's able to jump! They found the jump onto the two of them, they're gone! Immediately, Spirit, they're playing too fast for NAVI now. NAVI's not prepared.
And look at this. Okay, bots from the Death Prophet to the mid lane. They really want to emphasize pushing the towers while two supports are dead. Yeah, I'm seeing great queued up from these two.
I
mean, he needs it. He's going to be playing against, sort of 2 racks down here with TSpirit taking the mid lane.
Dire's middle barracks. Dire's middle barracks.
I cannot believe how quick all this turned in one single fight.
TSpirit, they identified that they wanted to play the Anti-Mage this game. They dropped it out 4th pick. Concerns were there with the responses that NAVI came in with. And then the final pick, Sand King, which has had a slow start, but we're here 42 minutes in, and Spirit, they've got the lead. And, maybe NAVI's not going to be having those smiles on their faces they did at the end of the draft. And perhaps the decision to allow the Anti-Mage to free farm top could come back to bite them pretty hard here in this first game.
Yeah, perhaps just taking a little bit too long to really push the issue forward there. Now Spirit has like so much gold. AM is full 6 slotted. That Prophet's getting close to being 6 slotted too. And they just have this firm map control now too, where Now Navi's under the gun, and they're scared of just getting jumped on. If one of their heroes gets jumped, they just die instantly from this anti-mage.
He's mad. Absolutely, yeah. He's
they have
massive.
to be careful.
Roshan's up in just under a minute as well. Spirit could be set up to take this.
And you know, those few deaths that Iceberg had, where he was caught in the jungle, caught behind the tower, caught
adds up.
These are adding up. You know, 5 deaths on the Lycan when they were cruising with the game. Now Tokyo, he's 25. Death Prophet up at 25 too, so has even more spirits.
Dire's courier has been killed.
His next fight's for Navi. Still winnable, but tougher to execute now, as Spirit have hit this humongous timing that they can just jump in. You know, this AM is big enough to now jumping into the backlines. It's going to force Navi's reaction every time, and then Spirit has all this information, so they can fight.
I mean, it really does feel that Vichini's got to play these fights perfectly. And to sort of give credit to Vichini, he's pretty much been playing the whole game perfectly. I think he's had one blunder, that one death, but other than that, it's been flawless on the Morph. And here we go, he's got the rapier.
Yep.
He's all on his shoulders.
DD spawns outside the pit as well.
They're going to spot that.
Roche is dying.
Iceberg's coming in. He's able to put DD. He's going to look to go straight in towards the pit. And they're able to put a stop to this. Roshan's getting all. Iceberg's trying to finish it, but Yatoro, he's onto the Lycan here with the Abyssal Blade. Roger rolls in. Yatoro's standing his ground. Iceberg is able to turn and pick apart, collapse. Yatoro, he's getting the kill on Roger. He's trying to finish up this Roche. They've caught it. Vichini's dead. They've lost the rapiers. GG's game over. And Spirit will take game 1 for
Radiant.
Holy crap. Guess it only takes one.